Hello, dear seniors. Let's talk about something simple: water. You drink it every day. It's clean, harmless, and essential. Or so we've always thought. But what if I told you that even something as pure as water could cause harm, not because of what it is, but because of how we drink it? Now, I know that sounds odd. After all, we've been drinking water since the days when phones still had cords and milk came in glass bottles. But here's the thing. As we age, our bodies change. And some of our old habits, ones we never questioned, can quietly work against us. That's why today, we're diving into 7 water drinking mistakes most seniors make without even knowing it. You might find 1 or 2 familiar, maybe even all 7. But don't worry, this isn't about guilt. It's about gentle reminders, like a kind note on the fridge from someone who cares. So, pour yourself a cozy cup of something warm, maybe water this time, and let's explore these little sips of wisdom together. Number 1. The thirst trap. Why waiting to drink can be risky after 60, dear seniors. Let's be honest, most of us grew up with a simple rule about drinking. Only drink when you're thirsty. It made sense back then. We were younger, more active, and our bodies were like loud, chatty neighbors, always telling us what they needed. Sometimes whether we liked it or not, thirst used to be a clear message. It came knocking boldly on the door. Hey, you're dry. Get a glass of water now. And we listened. But now? Well, things have changed. You see, as we get older, our bodies become a little more polite. Thirst doesn't knock anymore, it whispers. And sometimes, it doesn't even bother to say a word. The signal fades, but the need for water stays the same. That's the sneaky part. Waiting until you feel thirsty to drink. Water after the age of 60 is a bit like waiting until your houseplant is wilted and brown before watering it. Sure, it's still alive, but just barely. When we only drink after we feel thirst, it often means our bodies are already dehydrated. And dehydration doesn't always look like the movies No Dramatic Fainting or cracked lips. Sometimes, it's just feeling a bit dizzy when you stand up, or your mouth gets dry, or you feel unusually tired, or forget where you left your glasses, even though they're on your head, but we brush it off. Oh, I'm just getting old. We say, no, dear one, you might just be a bit too dry. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. If I drink more, I'll just end up in the toilet all day. And yes, the bathroom might become your second living room. But holding back water to avoid extra trips is like skipping dinner so you won't have to do the dishes. It may sound practical, but in the end, it does more harm than good. Here's a gentler way. Sip water slowly throughout the day. Keep a glass nearby, just like you keep your reading glasses, hopefully not lost again. Link it to other habits. Take a sip with every pill, or every time you check your phone. Let water be part of your rhythm, not a reaction. Because drinking water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about taking care of the only body you've got. It's about energy, memory, and keeping your joints from creaking like an old wooden floor. So please, don't wait for thirst to shout. Don't wait for symptoms to show up like uninvited guests. Give your body the kindness it deserves. A little sip at a time. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's your turn. Number 2, the big gulp mistake. Why chugging water might not help now, here's a twist you might not expect. After all that talk about drinking more water, it feels odd to say, but don't drink too much at once. Yes, really, too much. Water, all in one go, can be just as unkind to your body as not enough. You see, sometimes we remember to hydrate, but only when it's already late in the day. Maybe you skipped your morning glass. Then lunch went by in a blur, and now it's 5 o'clock, and you think, uh-oh, I haven't had a drop all day. Time to make up for it. And what do? We grab a big glass, a jug, and chug it down like a camel in the desert. But here's the thing. Your body isn't a sponge that soaks everything up in one go. It's more like a gentle river. It prefers a steady flow, not a flood. Gulping large amounts of water in one sitting can actually overwhelm your system, especially your kidneys, which are already working hard in their golden years. Ever notice how, after a big drink, you're rushing to the toilet every 15 minutes? That's your body saying, too much, too fast, I'm sending it all out again. So instead of getting the hydration you need, most of it goes right down the drain dash, literally dot. And in rare cases though, important ones, drinking too much water at once can dilute the salt in your blood. This can lead to something called hyponatremia, fancy word for when your body loses balance. The symptoms? Nausea, confusion, fatigue, sometimes worse. Now, don't panic. It's rare, but it's real. So what's the solution? Simple. Sip. Don't chug. Imagine your body like a beautiful old teapot. You wouldn't pour in all the water at once, would you? You gently refill, bit by bit. Spread your drinks throughout the day. A small glass in the morning, a cup after meals, a sip before your afternoon nap. Little kindnesses, one after another. Think of it like giving your garden a regular watering, not drowning it after it's already dry. And remember, water is a friend, not a challenge. It's not a race. You're not a teenager at a sports day anymore, though your heart might still think you are. Closing parenthesis. So go easy. Be gentle with your body. Let your hydration be steady, like the tick of a lovely old clock. Because just like you, it works best with rhythm, not rush. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to subscribe and join our community where we celebrate life's later chapters with heart, humor, and hope. Number 3, the cold truth, when icy water isn't so cool after 60, dear seniors. We all know the feeling. A hot afternoon, the fan barely moving the air, and your throat as dry as yesterday's toast. Then bliss. You open the fridge and grab a bottle of ice-cold water. You take a long sip, maybe 2. The chill slides down your chest like a winter breeze. And for a moment, you feel refreshed. It's like a tiny holiday in your kitchen. But here's something we don't often think about. Is that icy blast actually doing us any favors? Especially now in our wiser, more silver-haired years? Let's unpack that gently, no scolding here. Just a warm chat between old friends. You see, drinking cold water, especially very cold water too often, can be a bit of a shock to the system. Just like we don't enjoy surprise guests barging into the house unannounced, our bodies don't love surprise cold either. When we're younger, our digestion is like a campfire, robust, lively, forgiving. But as we age, that fire can burn a little slower. Now imagine pouring ice water on a small flame. What happens? It sputters. It slows. Sometimes it goes out entirely. That's exactly what cold water can do to your digestion. It tightens blood vessels in the stomach. It slows down the digestive process. For some, it may even cause cramping, bloating, or a weird stuck feeling after meals. And yet we keep sipping because it feels refreshing. But not everything that feels good right now is kind in the long run. Ask anyone who's bought a recliner chair they didn't measure properly. Now, I'm not saying you must ban cold water like it's a rowdy teenager, but perhaps give it less control. Try drinking water at room temperature or slightly warm, especially in the morning or after meals. Let your body ease into hydration, like easing into a warm bath, not jumping into a frozen lake. And here's the bonus. Warm or room temp water can actually boost circulation, help digestion, and may even feel gentler on sensitive teeth. Yes, we've all got a few of those now. Some cultures even consider warm water a healing ritual, not just a drink. There's wisdom in that. And I think you have plenty of wisdom too. So the next time you reach for a drink, ask yourself, am I refreshing or am I freezing? You don't need to punish your body to quench your thirst. After all, you've lived long enough to know this. True comfort doesn't always come with a chill. Sometimes it comes in a quiet, gentle cup of warmth like tea shared with a friend, or a kind word at just the right time. Number 4. The empty tank. Why going out dry can be a silent mistake. Let's talk about something we've all done. The sun's out, the day feels lovely, and you decide to take a short stroll, or maybe just sit on the porch and enjoy the breeze. Perhaps your doctor suggested a little light exercise, and you're finally motivated. So off you go, with your walking stick or your comfiest trainers. But what did you forget? Water. Yes, good old, ordinary, taken for granted water. We treat it like an optional extra, a side dish, something to deal with after the walk is done. But truth be told, heading outside or getting active without sipping water first is a bit like trying to drive across town with your petrol tank on empty. And here's where it gets tricky. As we age, we don't just lose our sense of thirst, we also lose water more easily. Through breathing, through gentle sweat, and yes, even through just sitting in the sun enjoying the birds. Our skin might feel drier, but inside, the dehydration creeps in, quietly, like a guest at the party who didn't bring any snacks and eats all the cake. So what happens when we exercise without hydrating first? Maybe nothing right away, but after a few minutes, we might feel tired too quickly, lightheaded. Our heartbeat jumps around like it's auditioning for a dance show. Some of us even get dizzy or nauseous, then blame our age, our joints, or our luck. When really all our body was asking for was a glass of water, please? Now I know what you might say, but if I drink first, I'll need the toilet halfway down the street. Yes, that's fair. But would you rather visit the loo or have your legs give out under you 2 blocks from home? The key isn't to gulp half a liter and then sprint out the door. No, it's to sip gently, just enough to let your body feel supported. Give it a head start, a loving little boost. Think of water as your walking companion, silent, reliable, and keeping you balanced. And even if you're only gardening or walking from the car to the shop or dancing in the kitchen, we know some of you still do. Your body still needs that quiet hydration to keep things running smoothly. And don't forget, as we age, our cooling system gets slower. We can overheat without even realizing it, especially in warmer months. Drinking water before we move helps our temperature stay steady. It helps prevent falls, fatigue, and confusion. It helps us feel well, a little more ourselves. So next time you grab your keys or your hat or your walking stick, also grab a sip of water. Not because you're thirsty, but because you're wise. Because you don't leave the house without your dignity. So why leave without your hydration? Number 5, the dry night dilemma. When skipping water brings sleepless consequences. Let me ask you something gently. Have you ever stopped yourself from drinking water after 6 p.m. just so you won't wake up for the loo at 2 a.m.? Of course you have. So many of us do it. We get tired of the broken sleep, the cold towels under our feet, the fumble for slippers in the dark. Some of us even hold on to furniture like sailors in a storm just to reach the bathroom in time. So the solution seems simple. Drink less water. Sleep more peacefully. But here's the twist. Our bodies don't always play by that logic. Avoiding water too early in the evening might reduce bathroom trips. Yes, but it also raises your risk of dehydration overnight. And what does that lead to? Cramps in the legs, dry mouth, headaches, confused dreams, and waking up feeling more tired than when you went to bed. Parched tongue that feels like it's made of sandpaper, and regret. And let's be honest, if we're waking up anyway, wouldn't we rather it be for a proper reason? Not because our knees are throbbing from dehydration. You see, our bodies continue working all through the night, repairing, digesting, balancing, dreaming. And just like a good handyman needs his tools, your body needs fluids to do its job properly. Now, I'm not saying to guzzle water like a camel. Before bed. No one wants a midnight river adventure. But try this. Hydrate consistently throughout the day. especially in the late afternoon, and have just a small sip about an hour or two before bedtime. Enough to keep your system steady, but not enough to send you paddling at midnight. And here's a trick. Avoid salty snacks and heavy dinners late at night. They'll only make you thirstier. And that late night thirst is the real culprit. Water isn't the enemy. The timing and what we eat is often the bigger issue. If your bladder is waking you up several times a night, it's also worth chatting with your doctor, because frequent urination at night isn't always caused by water. It can be your kidneys, medications, or even sleep habits. Now, I know some of us are stubborn. We think, I've managed 70 years just fine, thank you. And yes, you've done brilliantly, but even the best cars need oil changes as they age. And the best bodies need kindness, hydration being one of the most basic forms of it. Let's not deprive ourselves of water just to avoid a few steps to the loo. Instead, let's understand our rhythm, drink wisely, and support our sleep, not sabotage it. Because a good night's rest isn't just about the hours we get. It's about the comfort, the healing, and the way we wake up feeling whole. Number 6. The hydration mix-up. When your drink isn't really water, here's a little confession many of us might share sometimes. We think we're drinking enough water, but actually we're sipping on something else entirely. Coffee, tea, juice, soda, maybe even a little wine in the evening. Don't worry, I won't tell. And honestly, these drinks taste wonderful. They warm us up, cool us down, lift our spirits, or simply make us feel at home. But here's the catch. Not all drinks hydrate the way water does. Some even do the opposite. Take coffee. For example, it's the magic potion that wakes us up in the morning, gets us going, and often is a cherished ritual. But it's also a mild diuretic, meaning it makes you pee more. So, drinking lots of coffee without balancing it out with water can actually dry you out. Tea? Lovely, calming, and full of antioxidants. But many teas contain caffeine too, which, just like coffee, can lead to more trips to the bathroom and subtle dehydration. Juice and soda, often loaded with sugars, might quench your thirst briefly, but can lead to a roller coaster of blood sugar spikes and dips that leave you craving more fluids or energy later. Even those herbal caffeine-free teas aren't a complete substitute for water, because they sometimes contain compounds that don't hydrate as fully. So, here's a little wisdom for your day. Think of these drinks as guests at the hydration party, not the hosts. Water is the real star, the quiet champion who keeps everything flowing smoothly behind the scenes. A good rule of thumb? For every cup of coffee or tea, have at least one glass of water alongside it. For juice or soda, treat them as occasional treats, not your main source of hydration. And yes, I know sometimes water feels plain and boring, but you can jazz it up. Without losing its powers, try adding a slice of lemon, a sprig of mint, or even a splash of cucumber. Suddenly, hydration feels like a mini spa for your senses. Remember, our bodies, especially as we age, are finely tuned machines. They need pure, unadulterated water to keep joints moving smoothly, skin glowing gently, and brains thinking clearly. So next time you reach for that cup of coffee or tea, ask yourself, am I truly hydrated or just caffeinated? The answer might surprise you, because in the end, keeping hydrated isn't just about quenching thirst, about nurturing the amazing vessel that's carried you through so many wonderful years. Number 7, the silent alarm. Why ignoring dehydration can catch you off guard. Let me share a little secret. Our bodies are surprisingly good at sending us signals, a bit like a car dashboard lighting up with warnings when something's wrong. Only, sometimes those warning lights are so subtle, we barely notice them, and dehydration is one of those sneaky troublemakers. You might feel a dry mouth, a bit of fatigue, maybe a headache creeping in, or a little dizziness when standing up too fast. Perhaps your skin feels tighter or less springy, but often, especially as we get older, these signs get brushed off. "Oh, I'm just tired." It's probably nothing. I'll rest later. The problem is, ignoring these signals can lead to more serious issues. Dehydration can cause confusion, weakness, and increase the risk of fall, something we absolutely want to avoid. It can even affect kidney function, digestion, and mood. And none of these are good companions for a happy, healthy life. The tricky part? Sometimes the feeling of thirst itself diminishes as we age. Our body's water meter doesn't beep as loudly as it used to. So you might not feel thirsty even when your system desperately needs fluids. That's why it's important to listen carefully to your body's other clues. If you feel tired without a clear reason, if your urine is dark yellow instead of a light straw color, if your mouth feels sticky or your lips are cracked, these are signs. You need to drink up. Don't wait until you're parched or dizzy. Make hydration a regular habit, not just a reaction. Carry a water bottle with you. Set reminders if you need to, and sip often. Think of it as giving your body the TLC it deserves every day. And if you're feeling unwell or confused, don't hesitate to reach out to a doctor. Sometimes dehydration can sneak in alongside other health issues, and it's best to catch it early. Remember, you've cared for so many over the years, your family, your friends, your community. Now, it's time to care for the most important person of all, yourself. Hydration isn't just about water. It's about respect for your body's wisdom and kindness to your future self. So, next time your body sends a little ping, don't ignore it. Drink a glass of water, smile, and give yourself a little nod. You're doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, dear seniors and friends. Remember, staying well hydrated is one of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to take care of yourself as you enjoy every beautiful moment life offers. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your loved ones, because good health is best when shared. And if you want more warm, caring advice and stories just like this, please subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world. And together, we can build a community that thrives with kindness, knowledge, and joy. Thank you again for being here. Stay hydrated, stay happy, and take gentle care of yourself every day.